It's the Blue Jays This Week vodcast, one final edition. It's sad, but I am Ben Ennis. He is Mike Wilner. It's
always sad that you are Ben Ennis, I find.
Imagine what it's like for me, being Ben Ennis. Yes, it is sad. I mean, it's sad for the Blue Jays, the way the season went down. It's been fun doing this vodcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's no other way to say it than this has been an extremely, extremely disappointing season for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, there are many other ways to say it,
No,
but
that's
that
the
pretty
only
much
way.
hits
Nope,
the nail
that's
right
it.
on the
That's
head.
the only way.
It's been incredibly frustrating.
Nope, you can't say it that way.
It's been awful. It's been all sorts of everything. I mean, never before has a team gone into a season with this kinds of expectations, a Toronto team, and failed to meet them so completely.
Okay, because you could say the Red Sox of last year did a similar thing.
Yeah, well, that was 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, right.
And they missed the playoffs by a game on the last day of the season and had the best record in baseball from the beginning of May to the end of August.
Yeah, I guess last year
they
played to the level the Blue Jays are playing this season.
Right now, yeah. But we expected so much more, and we got nothing. And it really is too bad. And we were well past the point where, or at least I am, where you're angry about it. And it's done now. And hey, it's over. Let's see what we can do next time around.
And you know what the thing about this season? It was start to finish pretty much misery, save for that 11-game winning streak.
Yeah.
That's the only island on this sea of horribleness.
They had an 8 out of 11 in there as well that got people excited too.
A little bit.
But it was too late for anything to happen. It was just kind of nice that it happened.
April was horrible. Yep. May was horrible.
No, May was all right.
But
they were about 500 in May. June was amazing. They were like 17-8 in June or something like that.
For Blue Jays fans, that 11-game winning streak, I mean, it completely revitalized the fan base. People thought, this is it. We're a couple of games over 500. This is finally the team we thought we'd see, even though they were doing it with Chen-Ming Wong as a starter.
Yeah.
They still weren't getting outstanding starting
No, they
pitching.
were getting outstanding starting pitching. In that 11-game winning streak, it was unbelievable.
Okay, but they were doing it with Chen-Ming Wong, which you figured probably wouldn't hold up.
Right, and it didn't.
In a big way.
But you know what? They came out of that 11-game win streak. There's still, Brandon Morrow was already hurt. Josh Johnson, I think, was on the DL for most of it. Jose Reyes was on the DL for all of it. And yet they got themselves right back in it. And when it was over, they were actually ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays at 38 and 36 by percentage points or whatever. And they were 2 games out of a playoff spot. And you thought, okay, you know what? They've righted the ship. This is the jumping off point. And then, we just went over it. They lost 19 of their next 26 games.
Yep.
That's what killed this team right there. Coming out of that 11-game win streak, losing, going 2-5 on a road trip through Boston and Tampa, and then coming home and crapping their pants against the Detroit Tigers in Canada Day weekend. That's what did it.
Well, and at the time, the Blue Jays, the Angels, and the Dodgers all had similar.
The Jays and Dodgers had the same record when LA came here.
And the Dodgers went berserk.
Yeah.
They win 30 of 35, 42 out of 50,
huh? Which
is insane. 42-8 over a 50-game stretch is
ridiculous.
Unheard of in Major League Baseball.
That's Donna Chang level craziness.
I don't want to dwell too much on the negativity of the season. We're going to talk in reflective tones about the whole season. We'll do a couple of our awards for the year as well. And your player awards, you can hear those. You actually polled the players. You can hear those on the radio.
Players.
Yeah, the players
and the coaching
and the coaches.
staff. Yeah, everybody.
On Saturday, you can hear that.
Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you tune into the pregame show there.
Yeah, absolutely.
12:30 p.m. Eastern.
But
Blue Jays Radio Network.
If you had to choose the most disappointing aspect of this year, I think
it's got to be the starting pitching, doesn't it?
And if you want to put a finger on the person, the one player, to me it's got to be Josh Johnson.
I agree completely. But you know what? The more I think about how bad the starting pitching was in the first 3 quarters of the season, and maybe even a little less than that because they started to get better, I also have to think about how bad the defense was.
Yep.
And how much that contributed to the starting pitching being terrible.
And Alex Anthopoulos has come out and said that he maybe didn't take that into account enough.
I don't think he thought Meister Astures was as bad as he was going to be.
Or
and
Emilio
Melky Cabrera
Bonifacio
couldn't move at all. And that's, again, not his fault. This is a guy who played a capable, if not spectacular, center field in the major leagues. You figure he could handle left. Who knew that the spinal tumor was going to make him walk around the field like a 70-year-old who needed a hip replacement? So that killed them. Astures and Bonifacio at second base were terrible. Astures at third was awful. Missing Brett Lawrie for half the season was a huge blow to this team defensively, and that I really believe contributed to how bad the pitching was. You see the way it looks now towards the end of the season when you have Goins, Reyes, and Laurie. This is an excellent defensive infield right now, and it's saving a lot of runs, and it didn't do any of that in the first 2/3 of the season.
Well, you look at the Baltimore Orioles; they don't have a great pitching staff, but committing errors is not the best way to measure defense all the time. But they do play pretty good defense. Manny Machado's a great third baseman.
I watched him play some horrible defense this week.
But J.J. Hardy is a good defender.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Manny Machado's a terrific
Chris
defender.
Davis is okay. But it can overcome some poor starting pitching is what I'm talking about. And it can make some mediocre starting pitching look maybe above that.
When you can take away hits with your gloves, not just make the routine plays that everyone's supposed to make, which the Blue Jays, it should be noted, were not making early in the season. But when you can take away hits, that raises the level of everything. And the Baltimore Orioles have been doing that. The Tampa Bay Rays do that. The Blue Jays are starting to do that, and we see the difference.
Yep, and it's amazing what good defensive third baseman, good defensive second baseman, and they've had pretty much some pretty good outfield defense, I'd say, for Melky in left field. Colby's a great defender
cost
center.
Them a lot. Melky in left field cost them a lot.
No question. All right, I want to do some awards, and these awards are part of the Ford Leaders in the Field segment.
Ford Leaders in the Field. Presented by the 2013 Ford F-150, Canada's Player of the Year for 47 years running.
All right, welcome back to the Blue Jays This Week vodcast. I said we were going to have Blue Jays awards. We just, in the last couple of seconds, came up with the name of them.
Corporate brainstorming session we just had right there. It was awesome.
So what do we think about the Ford Titanium Belners?
I like it. The Ford Titanium Belners. It's going to be an annual event now.
Yeah.
Handed out to the greatest of the Blue Jays.
And we're only going to do two. Pitcher of the Year for the Blue Jays. In my opinion, I don't think there's any doubt that it is Mark Burley. Maybe there's some doubt there.
Yeah, there's
Unless
some
you're going to
doubt
go with
there.
the man who's walking out of a dugout right there,
Yeah,
Casey
I
Janssen.
think that's the guy I would give it to. And as kind of a tip of the cap to the entire bullpen, which has been phenomenal for the Blue Jays this year, Mark Burley did exactly what we expected he would do. But Mark Burley finished with an ERA over 4. And
thanks to a terrible start to his year as well.
But he has a terrible start to most of his years. This is his thing. He had a great year in that he was kind of the shining light in a sea of crap. And so was R.A. Dickey. I mean, R.A.
He was
Dickey's
like the lighthouse.
Right. R.A. Dickey's going to
crap.
come up with 230 innings pitched. He may well wind up with 14 wins, which is nice. The peripheral numbers will be okay. The home runs are not good. But, 230 innings pitched is kind of significant, especially when a guy was hurt early in the season and pitched through it. Yeah. Burley also, but do you have a standout year for starting pitcher? No, he just did in this group.
He was the guy you expected the least of that starting five going into the season.
He did exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
Which turned out to make him the number one pitcher on this team, which just, again, illustrates how deep the sea of crap was, the Blue Jays starting rotation. But Casey Janssen, if he doesn't blow a save in the last series of the season, will set a Blue Jays record for highest save percentage conversion ever. 34 to 36 right now, and as every save he gets, it goes up. That beats Tom Henke's record in 1992. He has been phenomenal, and most of his saves have been where you don't even break a sweat.
Yeah.
Brett Cecil's had a great year. Steve Delabar's had a great year. Sergio Santos has been disgusting since he came back.
Hopefully he can stay healthy.
He's got a whip of close to .5, and he's working on a second straight no-hitter out of the bullpen. But Janssen from day one to day 162 has been reliable, has been fantastic, and has gotten the job done. He's my Ford Titanium Belner.
You say to game 162. We're here on game 160, so hopefully
how bad is it going to be,
Yeah.
He may not even pitch any of the last
Here's
the
games. Problem I have with Casey Janssen. He doesn't have a good nickname. He doesn't even have a nickname, to the best of my understanding.
Casey is his nickname.
Lame. Okay, the second Ford Titanium Belner award is Blue Jays MVP for this season. Got to be Edwin, right?
It's got to be Edwin. There's no other choice. Although when I reveal my Blue Jays selections, there are a couple of other guys who got votes, which surprised me. But yeah, how can it not be Edwin? Another fantastic year. The only knock against him is that he didn't finish it, but he has to have wrist surgery, and he'll be back next year. And
honorable mentions,
homers.
I would say, to Colby Rasmus.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. And even Casey Janssen again as an honorable mention. Colby really emerged as one of the top center fielders, both offensively and defensively in the game. And sure, he was a guy who got a couple of votes as well. And there was another one who people won't believe. Make sure you check it out.
I have no idea who that could possibly be.
You really don't.
Okay. Is it like a joke vote or what?
No, it wasn't a joke vote. And the best part about this whole poll, the results of which you will hear on the pregame show, Saturday and Sunday, 12:30 Eastern, also on sportsnet.ca, is that they all take it really seriously. There's no, this, and this. They sit there, they think, Dickey threw a whole bunch of innings, but Burley was really good, but then the bullpen, and they really all take it seriously, which I love about this.
So what do you do? Best pitcher, best player, best surprise, right?
Most pleasant surprise, and Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
All right, so make sure you tune into that.
What would your selections have been for most pleasant surprise, let's say?
Most pleasant surprise? I guess it's a surprise.
Because I know what my pick is, and he didn't win.
I'm thinking about it quickly, and it's not.
Really,
it shouldn't be a surprise.
On the spot here.
It shouldn't be a surprise because I thought this guy was a great player, but hadn't really shown it to the full extent that he did this year. I thought Colby Rasmus was a pleasant surprise for me. Rookie of the Year, I think it's Ryan Goins, what he's shown here the last couple of months.
Brett Cecil is the most pleasant surprise.
That's a good one as well.
And I don't think,
for sure.
and amazingly, I think he finished 5th in the players' poll.
Really?
But I don't see how there could possibly be any debate about this. This guy was life and death to make the team. Nobody knew what to do with him. He was going to be the long mop-up guy.
You're right. That's a good one.
Colby was good too, but Cecil was just ridiculous. And the Rookie of the Year, there were only 5 eligible rookies on the Blue Jays this season.
Anthony Gose?
Nope. Ryan Goins, Kevin Pillar, Chadrick Jenkins, Todd Redmond, and Neil Wagner.
Really?
Yeah.
Wagner had a good stretch there.
Wagner had a very good stretch.
Chad Jenkins, I'm kind of surprised they just really haven't sent him out there to be a part of this rotation.
I don't quite get it.
He's just impressed at every opportunity he's gotten a chance.
The thing is, he doesn't have great stuff. He doesn't strike a lot of people out, but he hasn't been given the opportunity to fail. It's almost like they've written him off before they've given him a chance to go out there and be bad. He hasn't gone out there and been bad. He does definitely deserve more of a chance, and hopefully he'll get one next year, though I don't see that happening either.
Well, I remember when he was drafted, I think they were talking about him being a 3 or 4 starter anyways.
First-round pick.
But, hopefully he gets a chance. Who knows what the starting rotation is going to look like next season.
And even hopefully, for Jenkins, next season, hopefully he'll kind of be in the running for the long man.
Yep.
But so will Esmil Rogers and Todd Redmond, and they'll both be ahead of him.
Jay Happ is also in the running. But that's a lot of rotation spots to fill.
Yeah.
All right, let's kind of put a bow on this. Looking forward to the offseason for the Blue Jays. Number one need, again, is starting pitching. Yep. Thought they did a pretty good job of addressing that last season.
They can't possibly do better than they did last season.
So what do they do, Mike?
They got to go after somebody who actually comes here and has a good year, is what they have to do.
How do they do that?
I don't know how you do that. It's impossible to predict now. Nobody thought Josh Johnson was going to fall on his face the way he has. Dickey and Burley.
Do you bring him back?
Josh Johnson? If he wants, and we've talked about this before, if he wants to come back at a lower price deal.
But no qualifying offer then.
Oh, hell no. No, that you're giving him twice as much as anybody else is going to offer him.
Yeah.
I would not do that. I would welcome him back, and I would think that he was going to have a much better year than he did now. But no, I don't want to qualify him. And if you have to come back, if Brandon Morrow's healthy, Kyle Drabeck, Drew Hutchison, Ricky Romero, Esmil Rogers, Todd Redmond, you find a group out of that, that's guaranteed the starting pitching will be better next year than it will be this year. Was this year, but will it be enough? Who knows?
But we've seen teams turn it around one season to the next, and you just hope the Blue Jays are.
We just saw one right now.
Yeah.
Boston Red Sox, worst to first.
Absolutely. Can definitely happen. All right. We got to throw out some thank yous. Thank you to Ford for sponsoring this podcast.
Nice
Thanks
work.
to cameraman
Thank you for
Alton.
the cars.
Thanks to producer Eric. Thanks to you,
Did you
Mike
get your
Wilner.
Explorer?
I'm not to the best of my knowledge. No.
I think it's in the mail.
Okay,
I think.
maybe.
Mine came in the mail last week.
Maybe they were just waiting for a thank you, and then we're gonna get our Ford Explorers in the mail. Anyways, it's been a great season. I know the on-field product hasn't been nearly what we expected, but this was fun coming out here every week and doing it.
This
So
was
I
a blast.
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I can't wait to do it again next year with the fine folks from Ford and Sportsnet.ca and Alton and Eric the Red and all these wonderful people who helped put this podcast together. This was well done, well hosted.
Let's
by
shake
you.
with our left hands.
Let's shake with our left hands.
All right, he's Mike Wilner. I'm Ben Ennis. See you next year.
Yeah,